Hello, princesses. Welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Who's in the mood for some chocolate? I am, and we have some, but we also have something, I guess, more important, and that is the new Huda Beauty Brown Obsessions palettes. I picked up all three of them, and we're gonna look at all of them. These are just released actually the other day on Huda's website and Sephora. I did link them below. We have three of them. We have the Toffee palette, the Caramel palette, and we have the chocolate palette. I picked up all three. We're gonna try them all on and we are gonna swatch them. And we're also gonna take this opportunity, boy, looking at these beautiful, look at the tortoiseshell that the packages come in. I took the opportunity to rent out to See's Candy. If you're in the US, you'll know what this is. And I thought we could also eat, along with me here, some turtle candy while we go. All right, so on my big munching, and we're gonna be talking, I'm gonna have chocolate on me. Have a chocolate. You want chocolate? Go ahead, grab one. Okay. So while I'm eating the turtle, let's talk about these. So $29 each, which is totally affordable. Let's look at them. Then we're going to look at some orange swatches too. Do you mind that I'm eating? Should I finish chewing? Those are good. I haven't had a chocolate in so long. Okay. Here is the chocolate palette. Speaking of chocolate, oh my God, those are so yummy. I wish you guys were here. This is the chocolate palette. We have 9 shades. We have some mattes, some shimmers, some celestial shades. We're going to look at these on the arm in a moment. Here is the caramel or caramel palette. How do you pronounce it? Do you say caramel or do you say caramel? How do you pronounce it? Here is the toffee palette. Toffee. Is there any toffee in there? There is the toffee palette. Again, each palette, $29. Each palette has a nice array of mattes and shimmers. We're going to talk about, well, you know what? Let's just address this topic right now before we go to the swatches and the demonstration, okay? Let's address the fact that though these are absolutely gorgeous in the tortoiseshell, a lot of folks are going to say that Huda does the same palette over and over and repackages it. I don't know what to say about that criticism, except that there's a limited number of shadow shades that look good on the human eye. And if we are productive and we're a designer that makes a lot, or a brand that makes a lot of different shadows, it is tough not to kind of come back. I get it that she uses the same format with the kind of speckled, the speckled shimmer shades and things like that. I get that. I don't think it's the same palette, but you have to know where I'm coming from on this. I do not, and maybe I should, I'm not saying it's bad, but I do not dig through palettes looking for a specific blue to wear with a specific light blue to wear. I don't do that. I pull out a palette that I'm in the mood for that day, and that is what I wear. And I like that one palette in my hand. Is that wasteful? It might be. It might be. So I don't really have an issue with it because I think there's only so many color directions you can really go. And you'll say to me, Pat McGrath doesn't do that, and I'd agree with you. She is an artist and she's working on the runway and she's inspired the way a fashion designer would be. But when you're making a makeup for just kind of everyday wear, I do think it's tough to just kind of keep up with the shades. So I don't have an issue with it, but I do know a lot of people do. I love the packaging. I love the tortoiseshell. We have a slightly different shade of tortoiseshell on each of these palettes. I think it's just packaged. It's really fun. There are some liquid matte kind of liquid lipsticks that go along with these as well that I didn't pick up. I suffer from very dry lips and I usually do not love liquid lipsticks. But I mean, you know, if you guys are interested, I might be tempted to try them. But I did pass on them for now. I was really interested in these three guys. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna sit here and eat this chocolate. Oh, I so wish you guys were here. And I'm gonna show you some arm swatches, and then we're gonna come back with nothing on my eyes, and we are gonna demo all three of these palettes and then talk about them. So do stay there. Have a piece of chocolate with me. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll do chocolate on this eye. We'll do caramel on this eye. I'm getting hungry again. And then we'll do kind of a full look with toffee, because I think toffee is kind of the most interesting of the three. Yeah. But anyway, so what we'll do is a quick look with chocolate, quick look with caramel. Okay, let's do that. I won't put on any mascara. I have filmed 3 videos today, and I have been taking on and off makeup, and I'm gonna have some sore eyes, but it's worth it, isn't it? It's totally worth it. Now, the first thing I have to be able to do is get the palette open. That helps, Rebecca. Honestly. Okay, so let's take a big fluffy brush and we're going to go into this matte right here, which is slightly orangey. That's not chocolatey. Okay. Really pretty and quick. These are so fun. Another matte here, slightly darker. These are fun and these are affordable, you know? I mean, when you want, and so far this is blending beautifully. I do have to tell you that on the arm swatches, the caramel did not behave as well as it could have. Just saying. But we're not in the caramel palette now. Let's go underneath. We will be in a moment. And you know, I have to be honest with you, if I put on some eyeliner and some mascara, I would almost leave this eye as is. I have to remember to blink because I'm hooded. Like a car, a Porsche. But let's put some of this kind of let's put this kind of bronzy shade just in the middle. You know, we can have so much fun because what I do like about these palettes is they give you a good amount of choice with what to have fun with. Let's try this one. Same finger? Yeah, why not? It gives you just kind of a good amount of choice of what you can use and blend, and it's still really fun and just kind of smoky and deep. And look how deep I went with that. I really like it. I kind of went deeper on the inside, not even as planned, than on the outside. And I kind of like it. It's a little different, actually. And look, I just kind of used a fluffy brush to really smoke it out underneath. So if you can imagine that with liner and mascara. Now the caramel, as I just mentioned, I had a teeny bit of trouble in the swatches. So let me try those shades that I thought I kind of had trouble with, which was kind of this orange shade. I'm not a huge, I don't really think of orange when I think of chocolate. It's blending on the eye just fine. You have to be careful with swatches because they can be deceptive. We are all demand, look, that's just fine. It's not even patchy. We all demand such amazingly brazen swatches, you know, that we don't, I'm just going to run under the eye with it. Pretty, huh? Okay, let's see. Ooh, where do I want to go next? Let's go into the shade. Be nice if I would choose first, but I don't like to. I like to just go where the mood takes me. So this is caramel, and I'm trying to do a very different eye because I did a very chocolatey eye here, and I'm kind of trying to do an orangey kind of caramel eye here, which I'm really enjoying. I think that's very pretty. Let's try this very golden shade here. Oh, wait till you see this, guys. So pretty. Put a little bit in the corner there. What do you think? So again, you know, it would need to have a little bit of, I'd like to actually put a little bit of this underneath too. It would need a little bit of eyeliner, it would need a little bit of mascara, but I tried to get a very different look for you between the chocolate and the caramel palette. And then I want to come back and do a full look on both eyes with the Toffee palette, which I think stands out the most, but I'm having fun with these. Okay, I have chosen the Toffee palette with this really bright kind of yellowy shades in it to be the star of the show today, just for fun. I don't know why, there's no real reason, but that is what I have chosen. So I'm going to start with this Sonia G brush. And I'm just going to go into this kind of matte shade here at the very top left of the palette. And we're going to do both eyes this time, and I can go ahead and put on some mascara and some liner, and we'll get a full look. Now, so far, let me tell you though, this is a first impression. It's not my first rodeo, so I can tell you that these perform very nicely. I'm not finding any patchiness. I was slightly worried about the caramel palette, but that was in the swatch, and that is very different than on the eye. On the eye, it performed very nicely, so please note that you are getting higher quality here from a smaller Huda palette. Yeah, I'm using the big brush. So sue me. Actually, don't, please. It would scare me. Okay. What I mean is, we don't have to always follow rules. I just use the brush that's in my hand. I mean, why not, right? So look at how that's just a really pretty little kind of, we set the palette up with something super just kind of, you know, pretty and nice. Let's go with this little brush here. I kind of want to see what this yellow is about. It's about 2 shades past crazy is what it's about. Let's see. Oh, it's pretty. It's not too much. It blends in. It doesn't look too yellow. It's almost playing as gold on my eyes if you want to take a little peek here. I think that's kind of different and pretty. We need it to darken it just a bit though, don't we? So let's go in with this slightly darker shade here. And yes, I'm using a lot of the same brushes. And let's just darken the edge, the outer edge here a little bit with this dark shade. If you weren't able to see what shade it was, this one right here. It'd be nice if I showed you, huh? Okay. Use our fingers a little bit too. But that's pretty. And then I'm going to go under the eye just a little bit with this. I'm going to put on, I have the Huda mascara, because what better time to use Huda mascara than doing a Huda eye look. Let me put on the mascara and just a little bit of maybe some Pat McGrath liner. And let's talk about these 3 palettes, because I do have some thoughts. Okay, I'll zoom you in on our finished eye look. This is the Toffee palette. And I've added in a little bit of Pat McGrath Shade Permagel eyeliner and the Huda Legit Lashes mascara. This is my favorite of the 3 palettes, followed by probably chocolate and then caramel. What are my thoughts? They performed beautifully. There's enough selection. They are neutral and wearable for evening and day. They are in the field of high-end cosmetics. They are affordable. Not trying to say that everybody has $29 to spend on an eyeshadow palette. Not at all trying to say that. But if you are buying high-end makeup, I think it's a price that a lot of people will be able to stomach a little more easily. I think the 9 shades are fun. You get a nice performing mattes with really fun sparkles, and you can make a lot of different looks out of each of these 3 palettes. My favorite that I picked was this Toffee, simply because I thought that those yellows were real interesting, although the oranges in the caramel palette are cool, and the super deep dark chocolate browns in the chocolate brown palette are gorgeous as well. So maybe I don't have a favorite. It would really be by choice. They all perform quite well and are just really pretty and wearable. Say what you want about seeing the same palette over and over again from Huda. I certainly understand that. For me, and I think I probably said this earlier, if not, I'll say it now, which is that I just like to reach for a palette that I'm in the mood for and use it. I don't like to search around. So maybe you could find this in others. Certainly if you're a Huda beauty collector, you might feel that you've seen these before, and I get that, I really do. But in terms of those looking to buy a fun, slightly more affordable palette and get cute looks and a lot of different choice, I think this is actually quite a good buy. I find them impressive and super, super fun, and I like the idea of these chocolates and browns. It's playful, fun, and well performing. So do let me know your thoughts, and trust me, I understand we will hear a lot of thoughts about Huda making the same palette. I totally get it, but I do think this is super fun. I like the tortoise shell. I like all of that there, but you know, you can let me know your thoughts please below, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, which I hope you did. And if you haven't already done so, I would encourage you to subscribe, as it helps me build our community here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.